on a beautiful Saturday here in Uncasville, Connecticut. Your Plainfield Panthers take on the St. Bernard Saints. Happy to have you guys along with us today as once again we feature Plainfield girls soccer in what's going to be another divisional matchup here between your Plainfield Panthers and the St. Bernard Saints. Happy to have you guys along with me. I'm Jacob Irons and I'll have the call today. And sorry for the late start. Referee was late getting to the game here as they pushed the start to a 1:05 start. Both teams have taken the field, and now that's going to be your starting 11. Brought to you by Plainfield High School. Your starting 11 for Plainfield is going to be on the striker. Is going to be number 2, Elin Brockett. Number 7, Steph St. Jean. In midfield is going to be Carly Belisle, along with Alyssa Penkauskas, Lindsay Price, and Becca Dagenet. On defense, you'll have Hannah Price and Hannah Irons and Lacey Tacho. And in goal, the one and only Maddie Pearson. And Plainfield looks to come out strong here against St. Bernard's, who they have not faced in the past 2 years since they've moved up to the Division II level in the ECC. But because of COVID-19, once again, everything's changing and new competitors are always on the lookout. And we're about 2 seconds away from starting here as Brockett will go up to the ball. And man, is it a good day for girls soccer. There's a couple clouds in the sky. Temps nice at 60. Just needs a little sweatshirt. Got some shorts on, and man, you're going to have some fun times. And we're going to wait on the officials here. As we're going to get a whistle here for the official. Here we go. Refs talking now as everyone anxiously awaits to start here. Head coach of the St. Bernard's girls is Shane Clark. This is going to be his 15th year with the team, and said today his team could be very competitive in their little bubble. That was in the day's time capsule for the preview of girls soccer. And here we go. Girls soccer is underway. Price possessing the ball past and using fancy footwork, and now going to try and push it over to Irons. Irons on defense, now going to field it up to Olivia DiGiacomo. Olivia DiGiacomo trying to go through a defender. Now possessing the ball for number 13 for St. Bernard's is now DiGiacomo for Plainfield's now going to pass it over to Dagenet. Dagenet's now going to look back. Now pass it over to Belisle. Belisle now going to give a big boot, trying to run it up over to Brockett. Brockett's got speed, and she's going to try and run with Masad. Masad's now going to let it roll out of bounds, and Plainfield's now going to have a throw in, and they want to take it quick. They want to put their name on the scoreboard quickly. It's going to roll out of bounds here as Plainfield's now going to have another throw in, and taking that throw in is going to be number 12, Hannah Price of Plainfield. Price throwing to Price, the sister action here in backyard soccer. Bet you they've practiced that a couple of times as Tacho's going to go right by Tompkins. And Irons now passing it off to Irons, now back over to St. Jean. St. Jean's now going to field it up over to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo now going to get tripped, and it's going to roll out of bounds here. As Irons will now come up, and Plainfield's going to want a set piece here to try and cross it in. And hit away by a St. Bernard's defender. As Plainfield will now have a corner kick. Taking it will be number 6, Alyssa Penkauskas, the corner kick specialist here for Plainfield. When talking to her, she says she just wants to hook one in here if potentially this year. And if she's going to be a specialist, I've seen some really good things out of her. Without a breeze, could have one here. It's going to, as St. Jean puts a foot on it, and now St. Bernard's defense is now going to try and run with it as St. Jean steps up and intercepts. St. Jean losing it back, and now back over. It's going to be off of the foot of Price, and now is now going to be a throw-in from number 4, Aaron Lungro, as another one as Pankowskis kicks it away, and it's going to be another throw-in here for St. Bernard's, dishing it off to Lungro this time instead of throwing. Now Price is now going to make a run for the ball and trying to defend as Lindsay Clement tried to hunt that one down. As we'll see here, looks like we'll have a corner kick here as the box is stacked here for Plainfield. Plainfield bringing back all defenders and all offenders. As Irons, big kick by Clement, and it would have been a field goal if we were playing football, but flies right over here. And we'll have a big boot here for Maddie Pearson, as she showed us just really how far she can kick it in that first game against Lyman on Thursday. But Techo takes it this time with a goal kick, stumbling. Now Masad trying to dish it up to Tompkins. Now it's going to be Clement in the start of the semicircle. Pearson comes out, scoops it up, and going to get a nice little save there, as she's now going to try and run with it. 0-0 here with 36:20 to play till the end of the first half, as Carly Belisle tries to feed it up to Brockett. Brockett's got 2 defenders, kicking it through and letting it stay in bounds, as that's going to be number 1, Chloe Jennings, excuse me. The goalie scoops it up there. She tried to play it and ultimately had to pick it up because Brockett was coming on too fast. DiGiacomo trying to fight. Tompkins now going to run on Irons. Irons now going to kick it off of Tompkins, and now Irons is now going to take the throw-in on the far side of the field. Thank you for watching. The Panther Podcast channel is happy to present Plainfield High School Athletics as St. Jean takes it off the leg there, and it's going to be a St. Bernard's throw-in now. As St. Bernard's wants to run up tempo, as she's throwing, as Tompkins tries to control it. Lungru calling for it, but intercepted by Price. Price going to try and take 2 defenders on, but switches direction, puts it off to Belisle. Belisle now going to try and feed it up over to Brockett and St. Jean. St. Jean's fighting there. St. Jean's trying to come around on the outside. St. Jean, far post, no good. And the shot's on goal there. And it's going to result in a corner kick for Jennings. 0-0 here, 35:03 to go till the end of the first half. Jennings, big boot there. Gonna find Carly Belisle as Clements tries to push it back. Belisle tries to stab but loses it to Clements. Now up to Tompkins. Tompkins now feeding it over to Lungru, but it's intercepted by Dagenet. Dagenet now loses it to Clements. Now Tompkins. Tompkins coming off the side of Irons. Irons and Tompkins going at it. Tompkins going to try and round her. Irons stepping in front, but the 2 of them are fighting deliberately. Both of them wanting the ball bad. As Irons ultimately wins it and pushes it up to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo has Masad on her. And now falling it back is as Lungru tried to take a kick there, and Pearson just scoops it up there. That's something that Coach Zielinski talked about heavily to his defenders, is that we got to remember, Maddie can also be our sweeper on defense as well and be that 4th defender, because we've got Maddie. Maddie knows, and she's really good in that position. So don't underestimate her as just a goalie. Think of her as that 4th defender, which is so true. You've seen her come out and really play a good defensive game, as DiGiacomo loses it there to a St. Bernard's defender, and a St. Bernard's defender is going to be number 17, Emily Hernandez, on the far side, as Hernandez and Tompkins collide for St. Bernard's. Now going to stay with a St. Bernard's throw-in. Here coming up to take it off of Dagenet now. Emily Hernandez throwing it into Tompkins. Now possessing. Now back, trying to feed it over. Tompkins finds it. Now Tompkins going to try and run with it. Tompkins really trying to make a move as she's got all the defenders on. A goal by Clement. Oh. Maddie Pearson coming in and saving that and taking it right in the gut. as she's going to send it right out over to Price, but Lungru's now going to possess him. Lungru, a bad touch by her is going to result in a throw-in for Plainfield. Plainfield's playing very up-tempo, and Dagenais loses it. The boot there by Clements, the forward for St. Bernard's. As Penkauskas tried to feed it down to Brockett, and Brockett loses it, but number 7, Gwyneth Howes, ultimately kicks it away, and now that's going to result in a Price throw-in here, going right to Brockett. Brockett trying to feed it up to Dagenais, but Dagenais losing it. And we'll have it go roll out of bounds again, and Price throwing it as Clements tries to intercept it off of Price. Throw in again now. That's going to be number 7, Gwyneth Howes. She's going to throw it in, trying to feed it over, and he's going to roll the line, and now there's going to be another throw in for Plainfield as Price is going to take it. I have a funny hunch by just how this little part of the 30 or 10 minutes that have gone by. I think it's going to be a throwing game today as Price takes another throw in for Plainfield here around midfield, and she's now going to dish it back to her sister. I bet you they've practiced that a couple times in the backyard. As Price now got rolled. Oh my goodness, what a foot skill. Feeding it up, but ultimately losing it. And Tompkins now going to go on a run for St. Bernard's. As DiGiacomo's trying to beat Massad there. Goes out. It's going to be another throw-in for Plainfield. Hannah Irons going to try and feed it down over to St. Jean. St. Jean heading it, trying to center. Oh, what a kick. The head to the kick as she's got Brockett on the far side of the field. Howes is trying to run to it. Brockett as well as Howes going to let it go. It's going to be a St. Bernard's throw-in here as Howes going to take it. Now, Penkauskas misplays it and rolls off her foot. Now going to be a throw-in. Howes throwing it in again. Clement trying to present. Now off of Penkauskas into the feet of Price, doing a little U-turn there. Penkauskas trying to take on 2 defenders. She's saying, nah, 2's got nothing on me. I can take them all. As ball rolls out of bounds, it's going to be a Plainfield throw-in. Price going over to Belial. Belial trying to kick it over to Penkauskas. As Penkauskas very clumped up on this near side so far. Both teams have not been able to get it out of this near side. As Price is trying to push off Lungru. 2 of them getting very physical. As Penkauskas dishes it away to try and get it away and passes it over to Brockett. As Price is going to try and take on Lungru again. Dagenais losing it. Feeding it up, and ball's going to roll right over to Maddie Pearson as she'll scoop it up here for a nice easy boot, as Plainfield's coach Jan Zielinski still calling for his defenders to go up, as she's going to kick it right around midfield as DiGiacomo possesses with Massad on her. DiGiacomo's seeing the field beautifully as she sees Penkauskas, but intercepted by Howes, and Lungru misplays it, and Price losing it to Clement, as Tompkins now got to go on a run for St. Bernard's as defense has 4 guys back. As Tompkins trying to beat Irons, as it gets pushed away. Hannah off of a St. Bernard's defender. It's going to be a Plainfield throw-in here deep in Plainfield territory. As Penkauskas feeding it back over, as Penkauskas finds it again after Tatro and loses it again. Now it's going to be red throw-in here as Howes will now come up and take it. Thank you for watching 0-0, 28-42 here till the end of the first half. As Penkauskas kicks it out again, and Howes now going to throw it in again. Whew. Both teams do not like the middle of the field, it seems like, as Clement is battling Dagenais, and Howes is now going to try and center it here. But DiGiacomo coming out right in front. What a beautiful way to come out in front, but then tries to feed it up to St. Jean. But Hernandez is there. DiGiacomo winning back. She wants that ball that she lost, and she's going to pull up, do a nice little, try and get out of Manhattan traffic here. As Dagenais feeds it up. And Belial's got room. Belial's got plenty of room. She's going to lose it off to Massad now. And Price is now going to control with Lungru. Those two will be battling all day. As St. Jean's coming on. Curling. Bigfoot in, and would have been good if we were playing football. As we're going to have subs in, coming in for Plainfield will be number 1, Angelina Giovanni, and as well for Plainfield is going to be number 9, Sofia Rodriguez. Big kick here from Jennings. Price kicking it away. Price loses it and ultimately rolls out of bounds as Howe's calling for it. And back off. Now feed it, trying to push it down the line as it's going to roll out of bounds. And it will be a Plainfield throw-in here. Another throw-in. I think that's going to be the word of the day here. As Price trying to feed it down the line to Brockett off ahead of Hernandez, but finds a way to get to the center of the field for number 6, Elizabeth Hannaford. As Irons coming up, trying to boot it up to St. James, but is lost to number 14, Jennings. As Price now going to try and run with it and now going to try and kick it over. Brockett fails to possess. Everyone just couldn't get a foot on it as it rolls out of bounds, and now it's going to be number 7, Gwyneth House throwing again. Once again, both teams really liking this near side of the field. After it goes off of Price, we're going to have another throw-in. So House throws it in, and Rodriguez picking it up there, and Rodriguez now going to try and feed it through, and she feeds it through to Belisle. Belisle now going to go on the backside. Steph's got room to run. She's got a whole cornfield. As Steph tries to run with it and take a shot and trips over herself, and shot goes wide there. As Jennings will now take a goal kick here. Jennings over to to the far side of the field. As Tompkins now going to try and run with it. Irons and Tompkins into a foot race. But Techo is back there and comes up and cleans up. As Angelina Giovanni tries to feed it over to DiGiacomo, and DiGiacomo has it, pushes it off of Lindsay Clement, the St. Bernard's defender, and now it's going to result in a Hannah Irons throw-in. St. Jean loses it, but now Coach Zielinski's saying don't fall back. He wants his team up as he wants to take this opportunity as Plainfield can try and go on an attack here, as Irons now going to throw it in again over to Belisle. Now pushes it back over to Hannah. As Rodriguez got room to run on the far side. Rodriguez now going to go to the corner of the field. Rodriguez losing it to Howes, kicks it out of bounds. Going to be a Plainfield throw-in as Hannah Price comes up. As Coach Zielinski telling her to look for her sister, Lindsay Price. As Lindsay's not going to go on the outside. Lindsay in. Off to the back behind the goal. As Jennings will have a boot here. Thank you for watching the Panther Podcast. 0-0 here, 24-17. And feeding it up. Jennings tries to ride the line there, but rolls out of bounds. As Price now going to take the throw in. Price feeding it down to Brockett. Brockett now going to make a move around. Trying, but open room for Clement as DiGiacomo's trying to come in from the far side of the field, and now try and come in as Techo kicks it away. And then number 11, Sophia Vidal for St. Bernard is just going to clear that ball out and rolls out of bounds as Irons will now take a throw in on the far side of the field. 0-0, 23-36. Lungru trying to possess as Price tries to feed it up, but goes off the back of Masad. As Price kicking it forward. Heading it is Belisle. Now Lungru's got room. Lungru is going to let it ultimately rolls out of bounds there. It's a slow roller. It's like the Price is Right wheel. It's like, ooh, could it get to the dollar? But it did, but it ultimately does. Rolls out of bounds. As Brockett tries to heads it and pushes it to Howes, and Masad's now going to clear and put it to the middle of the field where Belisle's right there standing. As Belisle's feeding it over to Angelina Giovanni. But coming in is number 14, Jennings, to clear it out, as Hannah Irons will now have a throw-in on the far side of the field. Irons now throwing, finding Belisle again. Belisle now getting tripped up. Tompkins feeding it down to Clement. Clement now feeding it off to Tompkins. Irons now stepping up, colliding with Tompkins, and DiGiacomo possesses here for Plainfield, and they're going to try and push it up as Rodriguez is there beating a defender. Rodriguez going to try and center it. Brockett's got room to run. Brockett, Jennings coming out, sliding. Rodriguez, Jennings out. Brockett's got Thomas, Jennings falling back. Brockett tries with her left, but Jennings by that time has already backpedaled all the way in back to the goal line, as Jennings will boot it away, trying to provide herself a little bit of time to recover there. As Lungru pushes it forward, trying to find Tompkins, as Irons falls back. Irons now going to collide, getting a push by Tompkins. And Tompkins tries to center by Clement. Price stepping up and gets cleared there once again. And DiGiacomo, as St. Jean's now going to try and possess. St. Jean making a move. St. Jean now going to try and come up to the field and goes off a defender, and Brockett somehow finds it after the ricochet. Brockett gonna let it roll out of bounds. Gonna be a Plainfield throw in here. Coach Zielinski saying, "Move, go, get up." As Price now possessing. Price falling back. Price to Rodriguez. Rodriguez out of bounds. But off of the defender, Rodriguez. Now Hannah Price will take the throw in here. 21 minutes till the end of the first half. Is it 0-0 here? As Angelina's trying to do a chip shot in to find Brockett, but rolls out of bounds. Going to be a throw in now. Price will now have a throw in down on the far side. Price finding her sister again off the foot. And Price tries to take a whack at it, trying to feed it down over to Giovanni. But ultimately too high, as Jennings will now have. Jennings will now have the kick. Little wind picking up here. Off of Giovanni, Iron steps up and gonna rides a line for a little bit, but St. Bernard's will throw it in. As off of St. Jean's, Clement possessing. Belisle possessing. Belisle trying to take a shot on Jennings. Jennings falls down, scooping it as Brockett was coming quick. Brockett, big boot. Or Jennings, big boot, excuse me. As Hernandez fighting with Rodriguez. Rodriguez taking on two defenders. Lungru then comes up and clears it out, as Pearson comes out and just comes in for the easy pickup. DiGiacomo finding the middle. Belisle's there. Belisle's now going to try and look, as she's got two defenders on her. Centers it to Price. Price got one defender to beat. Going to push it up to Brockett. Brockett getting shoved around now. As Brockett sticks a foot in there and tries to hold. And now Price steps up and Price wins it. Price now going to center it, but loses it. And now going to be a kick there. As we'll have some come back in. Number 6, Alyssa Pankowskis, and number 3, Olivia Dagenet come in, as Lindsay Price and Olivia DiGiacomo come out. Throwing. Rodriguez possessing. Rodriguez trying. He's going to go Plainfield's way again, as Price is going to take another quick throw in. As Price throws it down to Brockett, intercepted by Howes. Well, now we're throwing again for Hannah Price. Hannah Price just can't fall back to defense. She throws it into Brockett. Brockett off the foot. Brockett now going to feed it back over to Price. Price trying to feed it over to Brockett, but loses it to Clement. But Giovanni's there. But Belial steps in after Clement was trying to take it away from Giovanni. But Clements now has it, and they're going to have now they got room to run here. As Jennings going to try and take a shot, and Pearson's now just going to pick it up. Here is cloud cover comes over the field here. It's a little cloudy and wind starting to pick up. A little chilly, but still just a beautiful day. As a header by Hernandez. Now high kick. Over. And now Price will take another throw in. Whew. After today, her arms have got to be burning. All the defenders are really Hannah and Hannah, both the outside defenders. Another throw in here. Whew. And I got to give Hannah Price credit. After as many as you would think, you would start to see the form starting to slip. But man, it's just textbook every time. As Belial feeds it up over to Dagenet. And Dagenet winning it again. And Dagenet now going to look as Irons is now going to try and come up. And now going to go on the far side of the field. Irons now kicking it over to Penkauskas. Penkauskas losing it off the foot. She wants that one back. She knew she had room to run there. 16-23-0-0 here on the campus of St. Bernard's in Uncasville. As Irons will now take a throw in. She was going and then tries to feed it over, and then another throw in on the far side. And Irons feeding it over to Giovanni. Penkauskas losing it with two defenders, but somehow wins it. Fell, tried to kick, tried to feed it down the line, but going to run into St. Bernard's. Is now St. Bernard's wants to run up tempo here with 15 minutes to go till the end of the first half. 0-0. Tompkins feeding it down. Irons there. Irons just going to take a nice easy kick over to Techo. Techo then finds Tompkins. Tompkins has the potential. Midfield's dropping back. Lungru's there. Belial comes in, clearing it, trying to find Brockett off the feet. But Angelina Giovanni comes in, the cannoli. Penkauskas. Giovanni trying to find St. Jean. Now another throw-in on the far side of the field. Irons now going to take it again. Penkauskas with a big boot. Trying to get Jennings backing up, but Jennings just pushes it down and gets it. Boot by Jennings off the foot of Giovanni. And Belial now back over to Price. Price now going to try and find Morgan Janisch. Keeper calls it off. Maddie Pearson now picks it up. Penkauskas. Now back over to Irons. Irons. St. Jean. St. Jean's going to try and run the line, but loses it to Jennings. Irons now going to take another throw in. 13:50 here to go to the end of the first. Finds its way out of bounds again. Tompkins now possessing. St. Jean kicking it. No, excuse me, it's going to be a defender here as Irons now going to take it again for another throw-in on the far side of the field. Giovanni trying to feed it up over to Brockett as Brockett's there, but finds St. Jean. St. Jean over to Belial. Belial's got room. She's going to try and feed it over to Janisch. Janisch got time. Kicking it away is Howes as Plainfield will now have a throw-in here. As they're going to go fast here as Janisch is now going to take it. Janis putting it down to Brockett. Big boot there by Janis, trying to sneak it in between the goalie and the post. But Jennings picks it up. Back, Dagenais losing it to Clement. Clement trying to kick it over to Tompkins. Irons riding it with Tompkins as Tompkins comes out. Number 17, Emily Hernandez, will come in now as Clement. Clement will now come in. Hernandez trying to feed it. Punched away by Pearson. What a play on the goal. Rolls out of bounds. Going to be a Plainfield. Going to be a St. Bernard's throw-in. Howes finding Lunger. Lunger trying to hook it around Dagenais as Price has got time as Clement now tries to run on it. Janis keeping it off her foot. Janis off playing it. Lunger stepping up. Clement trying to roll in. Maddie Pearson just scooping it up there. Pearson with the big boot. Dagenais. Irons now kicking away up to Price. Up to St. Jean. "11 minutes to go till the end of the first half as we'll have subs come in as Belisle and Janis come out. Coming in is Price and DiGiacomo. And Dagenais possessing after the throw-in by Irons. Price now at the top of the semicircle. Price now back over to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo losing it, but Price is now got time to run. Price, one of Game Time Connecticut's top 25 girls soccer player in the state. As Dagenais has trying to feed it up to Brockett. Brockett taking on two defenders, losing it to Masad. Brockett now taking a shot. Off of it is number 11, Vidal, and it's going to stay in bounds. Masad's just going to kick it away there as Brockett was all over her. As subs will come in, the sub will come in, number 13. That would be in Tompkins here. As Price throwing it. Price to Price. Price heading it. Price trying to win past the defender. Price got on the far side. Now going to try and make a cross. Trying to bring back Lundgren. Once again, the two of them are battling as Price kicks it back to Price. Price now centers it over to Giovanni. Giovanni, high knee. Steph, over. Oh, just over the crossbar. If it had been a little shorter, would have gone in. As Jennings will get another goal kick, as now we're into single digits with 9 minutes remaining. Clements, off of Clements, now goes in. As now Price now running, go get the ball for another throw-in. Thank you for watching. 0-0 here. 9 minutes now. Price feeding it down to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo trying to take on two defenders, but loses it, but stays Plainfield's way after it goes off of Howe. DiGiacomo trying to cross it. Dagenais there after a defender for St. Bernard kicks it away there. DiGiacomo loses it. Howes. Gwyneth Howes kicks it away. As Lundgren kicks it away, as Price will now take the throw-in, trying to give as many men open. And that goes off Howe again. Plainfield, another throw-in. Price will take it. As Price now trying to find Brockett. Brockett now! As Lindsay Price stumbles as she's trying to find a way over. And Tompkins will now come back in as Tompkins comes out. As Jennings sets it up as the sun comes back out here. Jennings trying to kick it away. Down, out of bounds again. Irons will now take the throw in. Dagenais now going to run with it. Dagenais got room in the middle, but feeds it over to Giovanni. Giovanni stepping through. Giovanni kicking it up to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo's got room. DiGiacomo trying to kick it, but off of Masad and rolls past the goal. Coach Zielinski, just keep that plant foot and try and hook it next time. As she tried to just power it right through Masad. Giovanni possessing now after the kick by Jennings. Headed by St. Jean, and now St. Bernard's kicks it out of bounds on the far side of the field. Thank you for watching. 6:20 left to the end of the first, 0-0 here in Uncasville. Rolls right out of bounds. Irons now going to take the throw in on the far side of the field. Irons throwing it in off the head of Clements as Tompkins now going to try and run with it. And Tompkins kicks it back as we could have a foot race here. Tompkins getting past Techo. Tompkins shot far wide, no good. Close call there as all the defenders were up and Tompkins just beat him in a foot race. But with Techo right on her back heels, couldn't do it. As Techo is now going to take the goal kick here. 5:30. Techo, big boot over to Giacomo. DiGiacomo plays it, and DiGiacomo trying to take on defenders. Rolls out of bounds is number 10. Savreza. Saina Savreza. As Price loses it to defender and kicks it out of bounds again, as Price will now throw it in here as St. Bernard's let a whole bunch, St. Bernard midfield has let a bunch of Plainfield midfielders get by him, but Howe steps up on the near side of the field to kick it away. And Clement heading it. And now Tompkins going to run back for it, and Tompkins knows she's got speed, but Belial coming right by. But Tompkins now, as Iron steps up, as Techo then boots it away there. And St. Jean now possesses, now finds over to Price. Price, nice little chip shot over to Brockett. Brockett now up to St. Jean. St. Jean powering it through a defender. St. Jean over to Price. Price doing some footwork. Price off of Masad. Kicked it away into Clements. As Coach Zielinski hands go above his head, and he knew how good of a shot Plainfield had was to put themselves on the board with 3:55 remaining until the end of the first half. And if I'm Coach Zielinski, I want to get a goal in here. We want to have the morale. We want to have good morale going into half because that's going to allow us to come out of that 10-minute intermission fired up. As Irons got room to run, now feeding it over to St. Jean. St. Jean with a whip. Around shot. Off. Bobbled by Jennings. But ultimately scoops it up as she throws it out over to Hernandez. To Giacomo and Price there. Is Price now going to run with it? Price now going to get pushed around, coming right by you as Price kicks it out of bounds, and Hernandez now going to come up for the throw-in. As Price got room to run. Price centering it up over to Belial. Two of them colliding, but somehow works out. And St. Jean now possessing. Now Belial come back up. as Hannah Price is there, but Tompkins now got room to run with Clement. It's going to be one of the first times we'll see. Off of... Oh, what a boot by Tompkins, and that's going to be a goal. Off of the boot. That thing's probably 95 miles an hour. That thing's probably still going to Mohegan Sun. Was so fast off of the foot of Tompkins that it just ricocheted off of the gloves of Pearson. And it's now going to be 1-0 at 2:40 here to the end of the first half for Plainfield. As Plainfield, we saw last time, once Plainfield got scored on against Lyman, they went down and took, I kid you not, 6 seconds. So Price now back up to Belisle. Belisle now going to feed it down to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo's got room to run. DiGiacomo, Scott trying to turn the corner off of Howes. It's going to be a goal kick. One nothing. St. Bernard leads here with 2:13 to go to the end of the first half. Plainfield, I gotta think, has gotta want one before the half, trying to tie it up to try and keep the egos in check of St. Bernard's. As Price kicks it away, and Clements now feeding it up the line. We'll have another attack by St. Bernard's. As Price now going to hook it around, trying to keep it away from going for a throw-in. As Howes now going to take a throw-in with 1:37. Look. As Howes comes in, Giovanni kicks it away. As Belisle's not going to come through, as Belisle's got room to run. Belisle trying to feed it up, but intercepted. Belisle trying. As Giovanni's there. Giovanni colliding. Lungrew clearing it. Pearson scoops it up there. 1 minute now till go till the end of the first half as Saints lead 1-0. Lungrew losing it. Number 10, Safrez kicking it, trying to center up over to Tompkins. Penkowskis losing it. And it's going to be now number 14, Jennings. Going to be a throw-in for her, trying to beat it over to Tompkins as Tompkins pushes it back, and Pearson calling for it as Clement with 30 seconds to go. 1-0 as she's just going to boot it over to DiGiacomo as Lungrew wasn't looking. DiGiacomo losing it. DiGiacomo now back. Now Safrez as Irons got room to run. Irons not going to make a run on it. Irons got time. Going to try and chip shot it over to Brockett, but intercepted by Howe. As Irons now again is going to kick it. Finding Belisle. Belisle around 3 seconds now. Big boot. 2. Giovanni's there, and that's going to end the first half. 1-0 Saints lead going into the first half. We'll take a 10-minute break, and we'll be right back as the St. Bernard Saints lead your Plainfield Panthers 1-0.